it truly is a cat's world in the new animated feature, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. You've got one feline hatching a plan to take over a town, but we have a feeling that his sweet and trusty sidekick will emerge a fan favorite. Take a look.
The only thing left to solve is our little problem.
Kakamucho?
Precisely. What do you do when you're a landlord and you have tenants you really hate? You evict them.
But the town's been there for thousands of years.
I give you an order and you give me facts. Really? The only fact I'm interested in is that hairball of a town is ruining my magnificent view. We've got to wipe them off the map in order to make this palace absolutely perfect.
But what about the samurai that's there to protect them?
Just get rid of their samurai. The fraidy cats will follow.
Well, no one wants a landlord like that, but we do want to be in the presence of our next incredible guest. He's the reason we continue to live long and prosper. A Star Trek O.G, actor, author, activist, the grandest Grand Marshal of all time, the cat's meow, and of course, a true living legend, Mr. George Takei. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Live long and prosper.
In your presence, we always will. Thank you so much for joining us. And by the way, Mr. Takei, I wasn't joking when I said you're the grandest Grand Marshal because you were here on PIX11 not long ago because you were doing the first ever Japan
Grand
parade.
Marshal of Japan Parade down Central Park West. And it was great fun. I loved it.
Yeah, we saw you. We had the pictures and the video of everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this dude is aging and backward, in reverse. He is not, he's always busy. Well, see, we were there. We saw you because we were so proud. Look.
Yeah,
Oh, there you are. Yay. All right. So you've got moves off screen clearly and on screen because you're using your voice, and you're back now to talk about Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. The clip we saw earlier, you and Mr.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, just like true magic. True magic to see the two of you together.
You know, there you hear us together in that scene, but we never met. These voiceover gigs happen over a long period of time. And we go into the sound studio just by ourselves and record our part. And Ricky comes in and he does this part maybe a week or two later or a week or two before.
Yeah.
And this goes on with this one, I think it was like about 7 years because of the quarantine, COVID-19 quarantine. So at long last, it's on.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about it.
No.
And now it's opening Friday, the 15th, in theaters. Yes. And that's the other wonderful thing about it. You know, we've been confined to our homes for 2.5 years, and it is so wonderful to go into a theater with other people, as a community of the moviegoers, and to enjoy something, laugh together, gasp together, and enjoy an evening in the theater together.
Mr. Takei, this movie was just unbelievably out of this world enjoyable. Laugh out loud. One of my co-workers, Anthony DeLorenzo, was like, will my boys, Luca and Matteo, love it? I was like, your boys will love it. Your parents will love it. Everyone will love it because it celebrates what makes us different. And that's the story of Hank, because it's a cat's world, but he's not a cat.
It's a land of cats. Fat cats, skinny cats, farmer cats, fisherman cats, and it's lorded over by this tiny cat, the Lord, and he's got an ego, despite his size, a gigantic ego, bigger than a mountain. And when he heard that the shogun was going to come to visit him, he's got to build the biggest palace ever. In fact, even the toilet is bigger.
Exactly. We saw that and got the joke. So good.
But in this land of cats, there is one dog. And you know cats and dogs get along.
Yeah.
And so this poor dog is shy and timid and insecure, but wants to become a samurai.
Yep.
And what he does is he apprentices himself to a grizzled old veteran samurai who's retired now. And he sounds like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
And he makes him into a samurai, and he comes to the rescue of this poor peasant cat village.
Mr.
It
Takei.
is a wonderful story,
It so is.
and it's a story of one loner
Yep.
who's determined to become something, become a samurai,
Yep.
and ultimately he succeeds, and he comes to the rescue of this beleaguered peasant cat village.
You know what, Mr. Takei? I feel like you've come to the rescue of entertaining us with your incredible voice, with your distinctly wise voice. Like, we love, whether it's from Star Trek to Paws of Fury, we love that you're sharing your talent with us. We love you so much. And you were singing a song to me earlier that you learned in camp by your Nigerian counselor. Are you going to sing it so we can go to break? And by the way, everyone knows Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, is in theaters tomorrow. I learned the song while you were playing it, so let's sing it to break.
Okay, let's sing it.
Okay.
Boboero feron Saturday, Boboero feron Saturday, Boboero, 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 a Boboero feron Saturday.
Well, we are not worthy, sir. We are not worthy. We will never be. but you know what we're going to be? We're going to be right back with the PIX11 News at 9 after this break. Thank you, sir. We love you. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.